Camp Altiplano. It is one of the many projects that are here at La Junquera, which is the larger piece of land that we're on, and is a regenerative farm. Camp Altiplano is a very interesting place. This place, there's been ecosystem regeneration for 5 years, and so you can kind of see, if you look at the landscape, that it's a grassland that has been established here with a few buildings where people can live, and that the area around us is much more degraded. So the idea is that it is an area where there's been a lot of agriculture, a lot of degradation. It's an arid area, so it's a very challenging place, but we have been successful in creating a little bit of an oasis here. And the idea is also that it serves as a center for education, and that there are volunteers coming through here and helping with these efforts.
Alright, so these are the trees we are planting. This is an olive tree. What we first do is open up the roots a bit, because in the nursery they have been growing the roots up and it's too packed, so that it will spread better and that the roots won't grow up again. So then you add some sand. Now we have this stick for the cover. It's against the wind and the sun, and also the rabbits can't eat the plant. So we're gonna put this on top to cover it. Like it's steady now, and then we have some mulch that we put in the hole, because the water will flow in the hole, and it will prevent the moisture from evaporating due to the sun. Some nice stones, because the stones will also create a sort of microclimate. And then we have like a nice hole with some good water catchment, and we tend to take a look at the slope. So we make this a bit like this, so the water won't run off into the field again. And that's
a lot of land in Spain. When you drive the bus through Spain, when you drive around these areas, you can see so many fields of fruit trees or whatever, and it just looks really degraded. And you can feel that there's not enough water in these areas, and that they have been more beautiful in the past. So yeah, that's why it's important.
So now you can just like do volunteer. Dit is jeneverbes. Hier zie je een wilde salie. Dit is een hele grote bos rozemarijn. En zo heb je iedere meter heb je een heel...
This is a camp where we try to regenerate the land by planting trees and scrubs, so that the soil can come back to life again. So today we're planting some roses. Hey Chica! And then you compact the soil by either standing on it or just pressing it.
Food forest?
The food forest, yeah.
Yeah.
So we try to plant as much edible plants and scrubs here as possible.
Whatever, but it basically means that a piece of land really isn't performing the function that it can or should, and that function is across so many different things. I don't just mean producing food, but I mean being beautiful, I mean providing habitat, I mean having a space where it feels good to be. And that's why it's so important to be doing this also specifically here, because this is a hard place to do it, and if it can be done here, then it can be done in many places.
To this place I came to gather more knowledge about water systems, because in projects where I'm working in my country, which is in Belgium, we want to do waterworks as well, and in our countries it's not so well established to do this kind of works, because in temperate zones in general these problems don't tend to be so big, and so it's not that well developed.
Christmas. Won't you come out and play? Na na na. Na na na.
It's really interesting because when you let an area rest, or when you let yourself rest, strangely it becomes more diverse and more fruitful. It might be that the kind of yield that you have is no longer the kind of yield that we're used to. Let's say it's no longer a super high salary, or let's say it's no longer whatever this like measure of success that we've been using, for example yield of corn, let's say, but there'll be so many other things that ecosystem is providing. So when the land rests, strangely it produces more, and I think the same is for people. When you give yourself time to rest, then the things that come naturally to you come to you, and it just leads to a much more balanced way of being that lets you also express yourself in a more full way. Beautiful. Did you give it a wink?
Okay.
That would have been the move. I'll do it this time. Is it a video? Or is it a panorama?
Yeah, panorama.